Hi everyone. In this presentation, I'm going to explain some stuffs about operational amplifiers under the subject linear integrated circuit. I am Parasuram from EEE department second year. My roll number is 19E066. Let's get into the topic. In this presentation, I'm going to include two topics. First one is op amps for arithmetic operation and second is op amps for mobile charger. In first topic, let's see what is voltage follower before getting into the arithmetic operations op amp. This is the most basic circuit which acts as voltage buffer where the output voltage follows the input voltage. Let's see this circuit allows for the creation of a very high input impedance and low output impedance. This is useful to interface logic levels between two components or when a power supply is based on a voltage divider. Some people will wonder whether this kind of voltage follower do include any practical application. In fact, it includes a practical application. To resolve the above issues from the figure 1 and figure 2, to solve this issue, an amplifier between the load and voltage divider is inserted. Thus, Vout depends on R1 and R2 and not on the load value. The second is inverting op amp. In this configuration, the output is fed back to the negative or inverting input through the resistor R2. The input signal is applied to the inverting pin through a resistor R1. The positive pin is connected to the ground. The output of this op amp will be written as the negative gain multiplied by the input of the signal. Second is non-inverting op amp. This is a same as the inverting op amp. For non-inverting op amp, the input should be given to the non-inverting terminal, and same as the inverting op amp, the feedback will be given to the inverting terminal via the resistor R1. Next, this is the first arithmetic operation op amp, that is inverting summing op amp or summer. By adding resistors in parallel on the inverting input pin as of the given figure, all voltages can be summed. Unlike the non-inverting summing amplifier, any number of voltages can be added without changing the resistor value. See the output of the op amp as Vout is equal to the negative sign is because it is the inverting summing op amp, and multiply the negative sign multiplied by the sum of all input voltages. Here's the derivation of the inverting summing op amp. By using the concepts of virtual short, the terminal of an op amp is same as that the voltage at the non-inverting terminal. The non-inverting input terminal of an op amp, that voltage is also same as the non-inverting input terminal also. So by using this type of condition, we may obtain the output as the negative sign multiplied by the gain into the sum of input voltages. Let's see the non-inverting summing op amp. Similar as the inverting summing op amp, to add two voltages, only two resistors can be added on the positive pin to the non-inverting operational amplifier circuit. The Vout simply be V1 plus V2 as usual. This is the non-inverting summing amplifier. Second, the differential op amp. It becomes the second most used arithmetic operator for op amp. In this circuit, it is modified by applying a voltage through a voltage divider on the non-inverting. We end up with a differential amplifier. An amplifier is useful not just because it lets you add, subtract, or compare voltages. Many circuits allow you to modify signals. Here, the output of the differential op amp can be given as the gain of the op amp multiplied by the difference of the two input voltages. Let's see the derivation of this. You see, let V2 is equal to 0, meaning it connects to the ground. So, by using virtual short concept, the V plus voltage is also 0. Then due to V1 alone, Vout is equal to, which means due to V1 means the Vout is equal to means the non-inverting terminal. With respect to non-inverting terminal, we are calculating the output as minus R2 by R1 into V1. Next, we have to ground the V1. So V plus is equal to R2 by R1 plus R2 into V2. Now, the gain can be converted to Vout is equal to R2 by R1 multiplied by the difference V2 minus V1. So a true differential amplifier must find the accurate difference between the two input signals or given voltages. Next, we can see the integrator op-amp. A square wave is very easy to generate just by toggling a GPIO of a microcontroller, for example. If a circuit needs a triangular waveform, a good way to do is just integrating the square wave signal. Be aware, in the circuit, the capacitor is given as the feedback in place of the feedback resistor. For low frequency AC itself, the capacitor acts open. If the capacitor acts open, the op-amp will become a op-amp without a feedback, which will be infinite gain, which is it will not be useful to our operation. So in practically the capacitor, the resistor will be connected in parallel to the capacitor, which is placed as a feedback capacitor. Here, the output of the integrator op-amp is equal to minus 1 by RC into integral of the input signal. V is nothing but the input signal with respect to dt. Here is the derivation part of the integrator. Let's see, integrating both sides of the equation in this part. In this part, integrating both sides of the equation, the above equation, we can get the V naught is equal to minus 1 by RC integral of Vt dt. It's nothing, Vt is nothing but the input signal. Okay. Let's pass to the differential op-amp. Differential op-amp is nothing but swapping the capacitor in place of the resistor and resistor in place of the capacitor. As same as the integrator op-amp, a resistor should be connected in series with the capacitor. Because as usual, I said the capacitor will act as open circuit for low frequency AC also and DC also. So there should be a resistor which should be connected in parallel, and the output of the differentiator op-amp will be V out is equal to minus RC into dVe by dt. Let's see the quick explanation of the derivation. You see, for V naught is equal to minus RC into dVi by dt. This part can be obtained by using various concepts like virtual short and saying that the inverting and non-inverting terminals voltages will be equals, and so the voltage at the inverting input of the terminal will be 0 volt. After that, we can arrive at this condition. Now you see, if RC is equal to 1 in this equation, which means R and C are reciprocal to each other, which will be given here. Reciprocal, R and C are reciprocal to each other. We can get the output of the differentiator op-amp will be V out is equal to minus dVi by dt. It will be simply the differentiation of the input signal only if RC is equal to 1 second. RC is nothing but the time constant. Next, this is the very important topic, op-amps for mobile charger. This is my second topic, so I'm going to explain this. First, let's see why op-amp is needed for the mobile charger. You see, the circuit described here, which means the circuit will be shown in next slide. First, let's consider this. The circuit described provides around 180 milliampere current at 5.6 volt and protects the mobile phone from unexpected voltage fluctuation that develop on the mains line. You see, so the charger can be left on over the night to replenish the battery charge. The circuit protects the mobile phone as well as the charger immediately by disconnecting the output when it senses a voltage surge or a short circuit in the battery pack or connector. It can be called a middleman. So the middleman disconnects the charger and the phone when it senses a voltage surge or a short circuit in the battery pack or connector. You see, it has features like voltage and current regulation over current protection and high and low voltage cutoff. An added specialty of the circuit is that it incorporates a short delay of 10 seconds to switch on when mains resume flowing following a power failure. You see here a certain voltage spike. So this op-amp can protect the mobile phone from instant voltage spike by disconnecting the charger and the mobile phone. The circuit is designed for the use in conjunction with a 12 volt 500 milliampere adapter, which means a battery eliminator. This op-amp is going to be used in the circuit for constructing a mobile charger. Op-amp IC CA3130 is used as a voltage comparator in this circuit. Let's see the circuit. In this, the op-amp is connected here, and the transistor used are BC547 and BD677. Just keep in mind of these two components we will use in next slide. You see, op-amp for mobile charge, the non-inverting input of IC1 is connected to that 12 volt stabilized DC voltage developed across the Zener diode 1. This makes the output of the IC1 high. After a power resumption, capacitor C1 provides the delay of few seconds to charge to a potential higher than that of the inverting pin 2 of CA3130. Here's the inverting pin 2. Thus, the output of the IC1 goes highly only after a delay. In this case of a heavy power line surge, Zener diode ZD1 will break down and a short pin 3 of IC1 to ground and the input of IC1 drop to the ground level. The output of IC1 is fed to the BD677 for charging the battery. So the op-amp can be used here. Next, the transistor T2 conducts only when the output of IC is high. During conduction, this is the transistor T2. When a short circuit occurs at the battery terminal across the resistor R8, R8 is here. It's when across the battery terminal, if there is any short circuit, the resistor R8 senses the overcurrent, allowing the transistor T1 to conduct and light up the LED. And this it will adjust this. It will adjust to light up the LED. The glowing of LED2 indicates. The glowing of LED2 indicates the charging mode, while LED1 indicates the short circuit mode. In the next slide, the value of resistor RA is important to get the desired current level to operate the cutoff, because the middleman should cut off the connection between the charger and the phone when there is a current voltage spike. With a given value of R8, it is 350 milliampere. The charging current can also be changed by increasing or decreasing the value of R7 using I is equal to V by R rule. So we can construct the circuit on common PCB and house in a small plastic case, connect the circuit between the output lines of the charger and the input pins of the mobile phone with correct polarity. One can be simply do this type of chargers. Some other op-amp for mobile chargers are CA3130A is better in some stances than CA3130. Because the CA3130 series circuits operate the supply voltage ranging from 5 volt to 16 volt. They can be phase compensated with a single external capacitor and have terminals for adjustment of offset voltage for applications requesting that offset capability. Thank you. Hope you understand the first topic and second topic. In the first topic, I told about the op-amp for arithmetic operations. In that that op-amp for arithmetic operations are quite used in nowadays various calculators and etc. wherever the arithmetic operations are being done. In this slide PPT, I have explained only certain some of the arithmetic operations due to the timing constraints, and the second I have explained the op-amp for mobile chargers. The op-amp we used is CA3130, but the op-amp CA3130A is also more effective due to that offset null capability is more. Thank you.